Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. This is episode number 16. It's the final race of the season. Ocon's going to be starting from last place. We've gone a sandwich around Felipe Massa, and Vern is going to start in 22nd. Also, the strategy didn't make sense for a one-stop race. We would have had to have been switching compounds. We would have had to have gone onto the soft to make it work, and we would have lost a lot of time. And so we're going to try for a two-stop strategy with at least 2 runs on the Ultra Soft, which last a good while, but definitely don't get you all the way there. And you can't quite get all 3 runs on the Ultra Softs, but we can get one on the, the Supers? Yeah. One on the Super Softs to get the rest of the way. And whether we do that first or second stop, we'll see. Pole went to Sebastian Vettel, even though Hamilton was quickest through every session and the first 2 qualifying sessions. Vettel ends up snagging the pole in Q3 over Hamilton. Verstappen, Leclerc row 2, Bottas, Gasly row 3. And let's go ahead and get this final race of the season underway. Five red lights. And away we go. Ocon, good start for him. Really good start for him. That drops Massa down to last. Ocon continues that good start through turn number 1. It's a tricky track for trying to get the close-up view. But Ocon up to P19 already. We should have pace, theoretically. Now, the thing I really need to watch out for, though, as Ocon gets checked up behind, is that a Red Bull? No, it's a Toro Rosso. Okay, it's a Toro Rosso. Russell right now is down to last. Massa is in 23rd. Vern in 22nd. Ocon 21st. He was up a little bit higher, but he was checked behind Alexander Albon in the Toro Rosso and lost at least 2 positions there. And again, he needs to stop following Albon. It's knocked him down to 23rd now. Vern, meanwhile, has stayed up in 20. I've got to watch out for tire heating big time with these tires. Wow, now it's Vern who's gone backwards for the same type reason. Let's go ahead and go neutral with these guys and medium. Let them run. They're battling right now and not actually making any progress. Field is way too bunched up. Let's speed it up for a little while. And I want to go quickly through this race. At this point, we're not racing for much of anything. Norris with a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. And he also suffers the worst of it as he gets a puncture, or just about a puncture. And that puts Norris in last place, and he's going to have to come back around again for that drive-through. This is the shorter version of this track. Sainz colliding with Magnussen. Norris has the drive-through. Norris already hasn't served his drive-through yet, but Giovinazzi also with a drive-through. And at the moment, we're the last 2 cars on the grid besides Giovinazzi and Norris. Giovinazzi was much further up the grid, and it looks like he does have damage to his car. But his tires were fine, so he does not take a pit stop, and he comes out just behind us. And with the extra pace, we were not able to hold him off for very long. So it's lap 5 of 65. Anyway, I want to get through this race quickly because I'd like to get the first little piece of the off-season into this episode. That's the plan anyway, so I'm going to move quite quickly through this race. There's not much left to go for. We're not really racing for any positions at the moment, as Vern moving up and back. And here comes Norris. Norris is caught up to us. So Vern trying to make progress, but can't seem to get past Ocon. Ocon defending really well at the moment. It's a little sad, though. We are definitely not at the pace that I was hoping we would be at. Being on the Ultra, I was definitely hoping we would be faster than the likes of Massa and Russell and maybe Kubica. Definitely Alonso on the soft compound. We should be up there somewhere around 15, 16, right with those guys. But we're not. And that's unfortunate. So definitely off the pace today. By the way, the previous race, we were in that 11th spot. We had passed the average of the two Alpine cars. Of course, Alonso's car is much better. They clearly have a first driver, second driver situation, so it's Massa that we've been better than. So we were 22 and 23 out of the 24 cars, and then we were just slightly better than the average of those two cars. That is no more. So we're going to end the season with the worst car. Reason for that, though, is for weeks now. Ooh, Norris with a lockup. Luckily, he did not collide with Vern. That's both McLarens back here. What happened? Sainz pit. Okay, Sainz has pit already. So it's lap 10 now, and we've still got a really tight midfield battle. Meanwhile, Vettel has pulled away. He's almost 8 seconds clear of Hamilton. Bottas is 15 behind. Ricardo, Hulkenberg, Verstappen only in 6th. Grosjean, Raikkonen, Leclerc all the way down in 9th. Kvyat, Gasly. Yeah, so that's real surprise. Real surprise. Gasly only 11th. Leclerc only 9th. And the two Renaults ahead of both Red Bulls. At any rate. So the car is down to 12th, and the reason for it is that we've been focusing heavily on next year's car. And what I've done is for weeks now, I've been making new parts that are illegal, but really good parts, much better than what I have. Vern up to 22nd, he gets by both McLarens. He's been battling with them for quite a while, which is nice because we're on the Ultras, they're on the Super Softs, but our Ultras are down to 42%. Anyway, the purpose of doing that, making all those illegal parts that are way better than the parts we have, is that next year, those parts that are illegal now become base parts next season. Meaning, whatever illegal thing there was about them, we find a way to fix. And then that part becomes the new base for next season. So we're going to have a much improved car at the start of the season as they take into the account your best parts. So that'll give us a good boost to start next season, and hopefully we'll not only be 11th, but maybe we'd be a little bit higher and upwards of 10th. And Giovinazzi, that problem with his car has become a major problem. Let's go ahead and ride with him as he heads toward the pits. Will it end in retirement, or will he be able to get fixed and get back out there? And also, how big is this problem? How long will it take to fix if he is able to fix it? So we stay with him. Leclerc just crashed. Leclerc has crashed. He's out of the race. Giovinazzi into the pits. It looks like they are going to fix it. And it's a quick fix. He's back out. But he lost a ton of time. He is 20 seconds behind Lando Norris now. Ocon's up to 18th. Vern is 20th. They're still only a second apart from each other, but it's also just about time that we pit. Vern is down to 28%. We're at 16 laps. This is actually way short of where these tires should have gotten me. They should have gotten me over 20 laps, especially for Vern. What is going on? This is way short of their estimate. And they have not been quick for us at all. Now I've got 30% bonus applied to them, and yet we have not been fast. We've been quite slow, actually. Okay, lap 18, that's a little better. But we were supposed to get more than 20 laps out of these tires. Okay, 22. We're going to go off the cliff here pretty soon. Okay, evaluations... No, that's exactly what the evaluation was. I just expected 20 plus laps, not 18. Out of a 25 to 27 range. I know that's down to 0%. And if you drive down to 0%, you're just going to lose a ton of time because they go off the cliff. Super softs will definitely get us what we need, but I certainly can't go on them now. The one stopper, not a chance, and we don't have a bonus there. So, do I save it for the last 18? No. Let's go with the Ultras again now. Car's in good shape. So Vert will come in this lap. He's down to 21%, so he's about to go off that cliff. And we'll get one more lap out of Ocon. There you go, Vert into the pits. Good stop, quick stop. 2.8 seconds, though. Could be a little faster, but that's good time. So I think Ocon's gotten the right amount out of these tires for him. 19 laps. That's about what I expected from Ocon. I expected Vern to give me 20 to 22 laps. Not 18. Ocon's not quite as good on tire wear as Vern is. He's also got a good stop. 2.8 seconds. And he heads back out on the track, right in front of Vern. And have them both push for a little while. They've got a half lap worth of fuel that's now turning into a lap and a half worth of fuel as Sebastian, he's not the best. Maybe to some of his fans. But anyway, Sebastian Vettel, about to lap Ocon, has already lapped Vern. And there you go, we're down to 21st and 22nd. We're still ahead of Giovinazzi, by the way, after that. And we're only 4 seconds behind Lando Norris. So those stops actually really, the delta for the stops is pretty small. It does not take a lot of time loss. So in the long term, maybe this pace is a good thing. I'll think about the 3-stopper in that case, but we're not quick, and that's what I was expecting. I was expecting us to be relatively quick. I mean, we weren't going to be Ferrari or Mercedes kind of pace, but I really thought we could compete as a midfield team today, and that's just not happening. Okay, front runners are beginning to pit. Hamilton is going to put on the super soft. Ricardo comes back out on another set of Ultras. Actually, all of these guys, Bottas, both Renaults, Verstappen, Grosjean, Raikkonen, all have pit, all come out on the Ultras. Vettel pitting, and he's going to come out on the Ultras. And his lead has shrunk down, but it's still holding at 4.5 seconds. We'll see which strategy works better here, whether Hamilton can stay close to Vettel and then take advantage of the longer run. We are back onto the lead lap, so that spare fuel is gone. But Ocon only just back on the lead lap. He's about to get lapped again. He holds him off for now. Rear wing low condition. Has Hamilton just hit you? That's going to require a pit stop. 5%. Awesome. Hamilton just destroyed Vern's rear wing. I suppose at least he didn't destroy the gearbox. Now, we can go 22... or 20 and 20. What would that do for us? 40 laps? That would be enough to get to the end. With another stop after this. But right now, no, we would not make it on the Super Softs to the end of this race. So Vern's going to have to pit after an on-track collision. Pit stop 16.7 seconds. So it took an extra 14 seconds to change out the rear wing, and his race is effectively over. It's done. I should have actually switched to the hardest compound, the soft, and just try to run to the end for him. We'll use up the fuel he's got, might as well. But now we turn our focus to Esteban Ocon, future Renault driver, next season in real life. And here comes the McLaren of Lando Norris, who has now stopped twice. He's on a fresh set of Super Softs and goes on by, and Ocon's down to 21st. Giovinazzi, the only one behind. He's still 5 seconds down, which has held pretty steady. Here comes Bottas in third place. He's got worn tires already. Dang, I'm going quick. It is lap 36 now. George Russell has crashed. It's good for me in terms of gaining a position. There are just under 30 laps to go. The Super Softs could go to the end. So we're going to do it. Ocon. Do we want to pit? No, this is good. This is going to close you up to the field. Let's actually just pit both of them so they can go to the end. Slow down, slow down. Vern got in already. Vern's behind the safety car, though. Will he go by? Yes. Vern goes by safety car. Doesn't hold him up. It's waiting for the leader. So Leclerc will effectively finish in 24th with the DNF. Russell now 23rd. Vern, last place. He's already made his last stop of the race now. He is good to go to the end of the race. And Ocon will pit here in a moment. Now on to pit road. Quite a few teams are out, but not a lot. Wow, look at that. Look at that gain on Mercedes there. We closed them down a little bit. That's cool. We don't want those tires to get too cool here. Keep them warm. Alright, so we should be good to go to the end. Where does this put us? 20th, 22nd. But we're still a lap down. That part hasn't changed and is unfortunate. And unlike real life, they don't wave you on by. So we stay a lap down. But who else is a lap down? Well, it looks like Kubica is a lap down. Let's move up the order from there. So, yes, he is caught up behind safety car now. So, not being waved by. So, starting with Kubica, 16th on down is a lap down. Now, for us, Kubica is going to have to pit again. Sainz did pit, so he's good to go. Massa, questionable whether he'll have to pit again or not. I'm thinking he probably will pit late. Norris, probably. So 3 positions could possibly be gained. Vern is back in it. So this is good. This is good. Safety car already heading to garage, and the field is far from closed up. However, Ocon, he's right here in the queue, and Vern is catching up to the queue right now. So they are ready to go. A lot of the field is still way behind. Look at these guys way down here, trying to gain on that front group. So hopefully they don't actually catch up. However, even though Albon, Alonso, Stroll are in that lap ahead of us, and that's really just not good for us. There we go. Safety cars pulling away. Let's set, push. Ocon, you're a little higher up the order. Let's see what happens here. Giovinazzi's right behind him. 3 wide ahead of us. Can Ocon find some space? Ooh, nice move to get actually ahead of the Mercedes momentarily. But the 2 McLarens are still out in front. Oh, and he's gotten squeezed. He got squeezed. Giovinazzi goes through. Three wide, right down the middle, between a Haas and a Renault. We are not battling them for position, but now he's got an inside look on Giovinazzi to get back up into 20th. Can he make it stick? Oh, the McLaren blocks off his progress. He would have had him to the inside that corner. Now we're 3 wide, all for position. And he has to tuck back in. 3 wide again, to the middle this time. And after that lap goes by, we recover 20th, but not Giovinazzi, but it's Norris in between. Oh, there's Kubica as well. Yeah, getting hot. Cool down. Time to cool down. Ricardo with the lockup. That's right behind us. Sainz crashed. Sainz has crashed. Safety car's out again. Safety car is out again. Safety car is out again. Okay, we speed up. 23 laps, and we're already at the back, right? Have we passed? No, we have not passed pit road. I can't do both. 24 laps. That is too much for Ocon. Is it too much for Vern? There's not even anybody behind us. He's got 1 set left. Let's do it. We'll give it a shot. Go safe. Ocon can't run that many laps. Vern, it's going to be tight, but he might make it. Give him a little more pace. Doesn't cost him anything. Okay, let's speed up until that safety car is ready to come in. I'm going to run 1 more lap. So Sainz out of the race. But we are the last 2 cars out there now. Giovinazzi somehow all the way up to 17th. Norris up to 18th. They both got around Kubica. They both got around me. Heading to the garage. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Those tires are cold. Brr. Actually, it is cold. It is really cold. It's still October for me. I know, what, November 1st at the time that you're watching this. It's a couple days before that as I'm recording this. I don't expect it to be this cold yet, but it's been in the 20s and 30s most of the day, and I think we just hit the 40s, but it's, even though that's not that cold, it's one of those, the wind is blowing and it's coming up the river gorge, and it's just cold air. So the the chill is a lot worse than the temperature actually suggests. Alright, well, anyway, Ocon has gotten around Kubica, so we're up to 19th now, and let's go ahead and ride with him. Don't want to push these tires too much or too long. Kubica is going to have to pit again. He's not, well, he might make it now, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. He's definitely going to have to pit. Norris might be okay now. Massa might be okay now. Ocon up to 18th. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's speed up. Speed up. Speed up. I wanted to get to the end of this race. Battling for 18th, 19th is not a big deal. Battling for 10th is. We're not doing that. We're a lap down anyway. We're not going anywhere. 16th on back are all a lap down. The top 15 are battling for positions. Top 16 are battling for scraps. And I don't need to battle for scraps. Ocon with a collision. Albon colliding with Alonso. And Ocon got caught up in it and went backwards. He dropped to 19th. Or did that happen earlier while I was speeding up? I don't know. Either way, Vern's still behind. No, Vern just went around Ocon, which makes sense. He's on the Ultras. Ocon, another collision. And he's been taken out. And 10-second penalty for causing a collision because he spun. Okay. Fine. I guess. Okay, well, his race is run. Vern back into it after the safety cars. 14 laps to go. Magnussen with a lockup. Kvyat with a lockup. Kubica into the pits. Down to 21st. Just 2 seconds behind Ocon, though. Heat those tires up for a lap or so. Let's cool these ones down for a lap or so. There we go. Okay, and spare fuel is gone. Spare fuel is gone. 10 laps remain. Vettel in the lead. Hamilton is second. Hamilton still has not pit again, so he never took advantage of those safety cars. And he will have to pit soon. Vettel has pit twice, but will also have to pit. Neither of them are going to make it. So this race is not over. Out of all this, Verstappen is up to third. Perez has spun. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Top 3 are running away with it. It's Grosjean. Grosjean in 4th place. Yeah, and he's only 8 seconds down to Verstappen. Raikkonen in 5th. Hulkenberg, Stroll, Gasly, Bottas all the way down to 9th. Ricciardo down to 10th. Magnussen, Kvyat, Albon, Perez, Alonso, Giovinazzi up to 16th. Norris, Massa still ahead of us somehow. Vern has 4 stops in this race. Remember, he lost that rear wing. Really hurt us there. Both cars are good on the tires right now. 40% left with 7 laps to go, though, is a bit worrying. Ocon's going to be fine. I'm not sure Vern's going to make it on these laps. 36 on these tires. 35% with 6 laps still to finish. He's got 6 seconds over Ocon. That's what he's gained by switching those tires. He's gone from a couple seconds behind him to 6 seconds clear. So he's gained 8 seconds by switching tires. Under pressure from the racing point. Yeah, 30%. 5 laps remaining. Magnussen has spun, and he hits Vern. Is Vern okay? He is. Vern is okay, but he was hit as Magnussen spun there. Now, bunch of guys on the verge of pits. Kvyat into the pits now. Massa, Norris look like they desperately need to pit. Vettel definitely needs to pit. Hamilton has pit again. He's 14.5 seconds behind. He's on the Ultrasofts. He's got a few laps to try to chase down Vettel. Vettel might not pit again. Vern might not pit again, but he's at 26%. There's just a few laps to go. He's going to fall off that cliff a little bit. Perez, who we've been nearby to, is about to pit. Despite the tires, Vern just set a personal best, a 139.708. Just 3 laps remaining, so no, I am not gonna. I'm not gonna pit. I'd rather fall off that cliff and lose a second a lap, or a second and a half a lap, than do a whole pit stop. Though the delta for stopping here is pretty short. You don't lose a ton of time from stopping. But we would definitely miss out to Massa, who just pit. And Kubica is only 8 seconds behind as well. (31%). 21%, I mean. There's 20%. He's about to lose the pace. 4/10 quick because he's light. That's about to change. We're making up for it with the fuel. There you go. He was 3/10 slower in that sector. But still, apparently, at a decent pace. 18%. 2/10. He was still green in sector 2. Okay, well, he's hanging in there. He is hanging in there. 16%. Final lap of the race. Where is that leader? There's Hamilton, 5 seconds down. I don't see Vettel though, and Vettel has not pit. Where is Vettel? Vettel is right behind Ocon. Ocon, I want you to push a little bit. I don't want you to get lapped on the final lap and be 2 laps down. Especially with Kubica right behind him. Oh, there you go. There goes the pace. Look how slow Vern is. 7/10 off the pace that lap. Okay, race is over. Ocon still finishing his lap, so he got ahead. But so did Kubica, so Kubica is still running right now. Vern drops to 19th. So Massa has gone around with his fresh ultras, and he's gone way past us. So ton of time being lost here. He's lost 4 seconds. 4 seconds now Vern has lost. Just drive neutral. Can Ocon recover the position? He's got to cut down. Oh, Hamilton's the winner, not Vettel. Vettel had won the race. What happened? 10-second penalty? Something happened. He did not win. He was not passed on the last lap, I don't think. Uh-oh. What did Vettel do? Yeah, he didn't pit. So Hamilton takes the win. Oh, he passed him right at the end. His tires were off the cliff. Hamilton caught him. Same thing that happened to us with Vern, who somehow is the 10-second Dang it! 10-second penalty for Ocon because when he spun out, a car hit him and he was blamed for it. And he took a 10-second penalty and dropped right back down to 20th. Grosjean! Oh no! Oh man, wasn't he in like 4th place? And he ends up in last. So Vern 18th, Ocon 20th. That sucks. Grosjean from 4th to last. That really sucks. And Vettel passed at the start, finish straight. I mean, that's right at the end. Hamilton steals the win away. He was 5 seconds down. So he flew at the end with his fresh tires while Vettel didn't quite get there. What a finish, though. Less than 1/10 of a second. Verstappen in 3rd, Raikkonen, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Stroll, Ricciardo, Bottas. Drive-through penalty. He had a problem, and that sent him back. Kvyat last in the points. So Vern is going to finish 14th in the Drivers' Championship. Hamilton won it a week ago. Vettel takes 2nd. Verstappen 3rd. Bottas 4th. On the last day, they flip back again. Leclerc 5th. Ricciardo 6th. Gasly 7th. Hulkenberg, Sainz, and Perez are the top 10. Ocon did score some points to get up to 19th. And as a team, we finish with 27 points on the season, good enough for 9th place, 10 clear of Toro Rosso, 13 clear of Williams and Alpine. Just 3 points for them on the season, all from Alonso. We did not get relegated. We hang in there. We had the worst car, but we got the job done in ways we needed to, when we needed to, and we survive the season, albeit with low points, but I think we'll see some significant improvements to the car for next season, inside and out. And I can't wait to have a car that actually starts to hit midfield level to where we can start competing for points consistently. Ouch. Really? 11th on the day, so we take that much of a hit. Vern with some improvement. That's nice to see. That never happens. So this is going to put us up over 25 mil, plus the money we set aside, plus our finishing position. So we're going to have quite a bit of money to play with here in a few days. In the second tier, F2, Rosberg wins the final race over Lauderer, and Lauderer wins the championship, though, for Porsche, while Audi, Rosberg, second in the championship, Verline third. And Audi does enough, even though they don't win the Drivers' Championship. Audi are going to see promotion. So Rosberg could be on his way back to Formula One, along with Pascal Wehrlein. Interesting, unless they change drivers, of course. Third tier, it's Team Penske on top. Joseph Newgarden. But he does not win the Drivers' Championship. He wins the final race, but Will Power has won the Drivers' Championship in F3. And there you go. The 2019 Drivers' Champion is Lewis Hamilton with 8 race wins and 12 podiums, no DNFs. He had more than 8 wins. He was relegated, 3 times to last place? Maybe 2 this season? And of course, they take the constructors as well. 478 total points. 82 million is their prize money for winning. We'll see what I get. I think there's a pretty big gap from top to bottom, assuming. At least they don't do the legacy payment for Ferrari, where no matter where they finish, Ferrari could be the last team. They're still going to make more money than any other team. I think that's the biggest rule change that they need for the new 2021 regs, is to get rid of the legacy payment. That's just absurd. I know Ferrari's important to the sport, but to outpay them what anybody else makes, no matter where they finish in the constructors, is just ridiculous. All right. Well, I could worry about the pit crew later because, it's the end of the season. This is where we finished up at. Starting to get to 17s and down to a handful of 16s. I've pushed away from any 14, 15, 13s that I started the season with. So by the end of the season, pit crew's getting pretty decent. They're up to 4th best at about 2.5 seconds when you really push. And as we've seen, about 2.8 when we just do it safe with a little bit of pace. See far fewer mistakes that way. I didn't see anything wrong. He spun and there was a collision. But I'll say it's fair. Okay, he's not happy that I didn't go to bat for him. At least I didn't tell him to button it. Alright, so car repair complete. Still have another upgrade coming on the way. Gearbox, ready in 2 days. Let's see where we finished. Engine, huge improvement, but it's still the worst. Gearbox didn't improve quite as much, but it's up there. We did get the brakes up to 11th. We got the front wing up to 11th. The suspension did not improve much at all. The rear wing we got up to 10th. Let's see, our chassis was pretty weak. 2-star and 3 stars. Tire heating was not good, and that was a definite issue for us this year. Let's see, performance is done. We don't have any current parts. As you can see, this is what I was talking about, like the rear wing. 861 over an 821. So we're going to begin next season with 40 extra points of progression. Is there anything... top parts that are not fully upgraded right now? No, so we're just gonna wait a couple days for the new one. I have no HQ upgrades at the moment going on, but I want to wait until we invest in the new car. See how much prize money we wind up with, all that, before we actually turn around. Ouch. Oh my goodness. Max Verstappen into the Young Driver Academy. He's already 4.25 stars. That's going to easily push him up a bit further. That's scary. That makes me want to get Verstappen. If we can invest, if we have the kind of money to get him. Okay, prize money. Here we go. 43 million. That's a pretty decent chunk of change. Ooh, that's going to make a big difference. Manager of the season, Vassar for Alfa Romeo. Driver of the season, Leclerc for Ferrari. They don't rate him terribly high. So that's the main reason why they do driver of the season. It's always a number 2 driver every year. It's a number 2 driver who is in a good car. Weaker driver, they finish below their teammate. They don't do terribly well. The team doesn't support them. But the driver itself, compared to a table of drivers on quality, right, they would rate that driver down here, say 15th. But the driver finishes 6th in the championship. Wow, they finished 9 spots higher than they were supposed to. Right? That's where this game takes its logic for that decision. 2020 rules now active. Here's 2 rule changes. Bonus points for the driver in pole and points for the top 15. We're going to have a new points structure. It did pass. So pole position, we already have fast lap. So there's a bonus point in each of those places. Was it 2 points for pole? We'll see. Promotions, relegations. Audi up, Alpine down, Penske up, Peugeot down. There we go. Already a new lead designer for Renault and Ferrari. And that gearbox is done. 797 max. I'm not going to start building another right now. Makes no sense. But we're going to work on that upgrade real quick. And then what I want to do, I don't think this matters. I don't think this is necessary, but just in case, just in case, we want to set our baseline. There's not going to be another race here, so it's okay. Okay, so yes, that makes him angry. He actually drops to 24th in quality. Vern moves up to 21st, so we moved past 1 car, that's all, per baseline. So it's actually not as big of an improvement as I was hoping for. And some scouting. So we move into the design phase for next season. So that is going to wrap up this season. I will do a brief off-season special as we go through and get ready for the first race of the season. It'll be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. We'll fit it in. That'll come out a couple days from now. At the moment, they have us rated 11th, ahead of Audi. Okay, Audi's already been reclassified up here. They should be coming in with a relatively weak car, making that step up from F2 and having to adapt. So at the moment, Williams is ahead of Alfa Romeo, and that's who we're chasing for next season, it looks like. They've got Audi third best. Really? They rate Rosberg that high? I know he won a championship, but I mean, come on, how many DNFs did he have to force on Hamilton? How many times do you have to take him out to get that championship? It's not a bad driver, though. Definitely not a bad driver. I mean, he had pace. He was a lot more competitive with Hamilton than Bottas is. 10th on staff down. That's maybe something I need to look into. I'll look into that in that next episode, though. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Be sure to hit that like button on a season well done. We took the worst car on the grid and managed to finish in, was that 10th place? 9th place. 9th place. Toro Rosso. It was Toro Rosso, Williams, and Alpine. So 9th place with the 12th best car pretty much all season. We inched our way towards 11th once or twice, and then always got bumped right back down. So that is something to be pretty proud of. But I'll see you next time. Bye for now.